I was trying to.
I didn't see. I wasn't trying to make it seem like it was obvious that we was getting that cute.
All right. Wake it on up.
Friend, you up?
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm struggling, y'all. All right.
It's the last.
Yes.
It's the last episode
I know.
being recorded at the content house. I need you to
Showcase
give me
cold.
a little juice.
Okay.
All right. I hate I had to go there, but
You did.
Is that? I think that's how she want her hair to look.
That's
I'm
it.
Look
sorry.
like a little
Which one is our
fluff. And, I
camera?
don't know if that's on camera, but
You
Turn
gotta,
around.
you gotta edit this, but I'm cursing in Irish.
What you, don't
Oh,
pat it,
that's
friend.
Devin gonna edit it. She
What's
know
wrong
how to
with
do
you?
it.
I just thought it looked like some little loose strand. That's all.
Thank you for it,
Look at you
guys.
being
A good friend.
Oh,
No, yeah. Please stop that shit.
Yeah, or if you
Stop
get
that shit.
radio,
Kendra,
just
I
Like
think
that?
I got
Just
your
put it in
phone,
the
but
front.
you
Okay,
was
got
talking
you. It look
the
like
whole
your own
time.
phone.
Yeah, you was
Got-
doing
like
that.
this is it right here?
Yeah.
You
Oh.
weren't even looking at your phone.
Okay. It's down now.
I want you to know that took a lot of restraint for me to not get up and come to your phone. I just want you to know this, girl.
Well, I need the phone for my question.
I know, that's why I didn't want to take it or disrupt you, but I was like, she's not even using that phone. She's not even using it.
It's down now. It's in my lap. We ready?
Hey.
You look so tired. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to wake up, y'all.
Because I don't want you to look like you don't like my friend.
Need to stand up for a second.
I'm good. I'm good.
Shake, shake it off.
You want some caffeine?
No,
It ain't
I don't want that.
coffee.
I do not want that salty stuff you be drinking. It's not good for you.
Jonathan
If your
drinking
clothes
too.
are from Shein,
Only
or
when I
Fashion
need
Nova,
I have
or
not
Baby-
shopped there.
Where
ever.
you get your clothes from?
I don't.
Let's check the tag.
Oh,
You don't want to know.
Nike. What I got on right now in Zara.
You talking about that billionaire company?
Which one? Nike. Oh yeah. But it's not Shein or Fashion Nova. I never have luck with those places.
You just gotta check the tag. It's all bad, friend. It's all bad.
Well, you need to stop
Come
drinking
live in the woods
Celsius.
with me.
Jared would love that.
Oh, man.
I'm from the city. I can't live that life. I'm sorry.
I'm ready when Brandon say I can go.
All right.
I want some game.
Brandon,
Brandon,
when can we go?
can they go?
Oh yeah, I've been rolling. They've been rolling.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, mama. Hey.
Hey, mama. Hey.
How you doing, friend?
I'm hanging.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm hanging too. So this is your first time listening. I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
Welcome to the
Welcome.
Mama Pod. Hey. So we have some guests with us today. And before we get into our guest, I want to remind you all to write us a review. So this helps us chart, become a household name, do all the things. So pause, take 30 seconds, and write us a review. It doesn't take much at all. 5 stars and a little nice
It may
note.
not even take 30 seconds.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have reoccurring guests today. They might as well have their own show at this point.
I think it's inching towards that low key.
exactly.
They may not accept it,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
it's okay.
But we have the fellas, Jared and Jonathan. You guys love them. Numbers definitely show that.
Yeah,
so
I know.
we try to respect that and get them on. And so welcome back, fellas. How you doing?
Appreciate you.
Can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
Here to give you that real talk.
That's it. That's what we do.
That's it.
So we're going to do things a little differently this time. We have the Graces asking the Ferguson questions, and then the Fergusons are asking the Graces questions. So,
Yeah.
which I got?
So you want us to kick it off?
Yeah, y'all kick it off.
Of course you do.
So, to give y'all a little context about the Graces have been married for 10 years. And they've been together for 17 years. And I feel like at times, like, we get so deep and far along in our relationships and our marriages that we forget how things were, like, back when we first started dating. So, I want to know, or we want to know, a memorable experience you all have from early years in your relationship. So this is Devin and Jared before y'all are married. What is a memory, a fond memory that y'all have together that you like to share?
What you got, babe?
Again, somebody else got to go first.
I can go first. I already have my answer.
By all means, go ahead.
I was trying to be nice because you're a guest.
Oh, I'm a guest here. You go ahead, baby. I'm just playing. I ain't no guest. Look here. Now, I got my answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question. I think it's a great question. The fondest memory I have for before we had kids was the relentless support that Devin gave me while I was an architecture student at FAMU. If you know, you know. If you're an architecture student, you don't get a lot of sleep. You are in the studio for endless hours. And Devin was a socialite. She had a lot of other competing criterias, but she prioritized me in that studio by bringing me food, bringing me materials and equipment to help me with my projects. And that was a moment where I really felt supported. I felt seen. And in those moments, I realized that I had a special person's interest.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of my most fond memories is one of our early dates. Jared was so cute. He did like a picnic at night. What is it, Lake Eola?
Lake Ella.
Lake Ella. Lake Eola is
That's
in
where it
Orlando.
was.
My bad.
Yes.
Lake Ella, and he had like these little tikis, and then he had his friend like put out a blanket and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, girl, I did all this for you," and I should have known then. I should have known, right then when I was up against. I think that date lasted me a good 2 years before he did like something else extravagant. But because Jared's like, once he does something, that is it. Like, it's supposed to last you a lifetime. So yeah.
You don't remember that picnic?
I just did it 2 years ago. Yeah, you want another date? I mean,
Damn, we just had a picnic, girl.
had me out there with them tiki lights.
Hey, Lake Ella was
I remember
lit.
that. Devin called me after that.
Lake Ella
She
was
said
lit.
it was a very sweet gesture.
Yeah.
And at that time, I said, that is sweet. Now, if you do something now, I'm like, okay.
Ain't
I
nobody
mean,
putting no motherfucking lights on the lake. But look,
why not?
what? Because of what you just said. Okay.
That's my response to you specifically.
Fair.
But it's a sweet gesture.
Yeah. So the Fergusons, y'all are known for what is known now as Wet Wednesdays, right? So y'all, AKA y'all intimacy nights, right? Y'all,
Every Wednesday, y'all fucking.
Intimacy does not equate to sex all the time.
I forgot.
Anyways, let's reel that on back. Okay.
More time.
Devin ain't even been able to get through the question. I have no clue what she's about to ask.
So I think that has put things in perspective for people. Like, okay, I can actually have an intimacy night and it'd be fun and for me to connect with my partner. So what are some ideas you guys can give that y'all have done that y'all can give to people who are listening? Because it's hard to find time to connect with your spouse, with your partner, especially when you have a little baby, work, life is thrown at you. What are some things people can do that they can connect and like it's out of the box, but not too hard to do?
Understood. You want to take it or you want?
You go first.
Of course, I knew you were going to do that. So, full transparency, we have lacked on it's been several months, and it's not because we don't want to connect. It's because of life, like you said. We've had a lot of things happen over the last few months that has required our attention to be elsewhere. But it's funny you asked this because we were just talking about reviving our intimacy nights. Will they be on Wednesdays now? I don't know. It may be pushed up to a Tuesday now. So
Topless Tuesday?
Just top Tuesdays.
Top Tuesdays. Anyways, I'm gonna move past that comment. But
Got the club going up.
Anyways, to answer my part of this question, some of the ways that we connected with each other that didn't require us to be out spending money is we are binge watchers. We will watch a show together, and in some ways that's intimate for us. We're connecting, we have conversations after the episodes. Like, that is a form of intimacy for us. Another thing that we've done is Jonathan his love language is personal touch. Or physical touch. Why I keep saying personal? Physical touch. And if you have known me long enough, that is not my love language. However, we are trying to pour more into each other's love languages and be respectful of those. So he has sent videos, like we share reels with each other, which is another form of intimacy.
Yeah.
But he has sent reels that just shows ways that we can physically touch each other and connect and be intimate. And some of those, I guess, physical touches, they're comforting, right? And we've done it before. There are some others that we're going to try out, but that is a free and easy way to connect by simply hugging and loving on each other. While physical touch is not my love language at all, I do feel good when we have that physical touch together. So those are two examples that I will give. I'm going to leave room for Jonathan to also respond to the question if he has some additional thoughts.
I do.
Okay.
So Kendra gave examples of like binge watching TV, connecting over like kind of source material, right? Connecting over something that we are enjoying together, as well as like some forms of just physical intimacy, right? I think another form of physical intimacy is also things that are good for us, like stretching together, right? I know that we both benefit from this. My wife is always complaining about her back hurting and things like that. Let's stretch. That's part of the problem, right? Or this is one way that we can kind of address things like that, right? Stretching together, even just having check-in conversations about how you doing today, right? How am I doing to you, right? How am I serving you? How can I be better about serving you? What are some ways, some acts of service that you need me to be more attentive to, right? Creating space just for us to be intentional about connecting. And I think I've thought about different ways to do that on all of these different like love languages, right? Whether that is quality time and watching TV together, or physical touch, just giving each other praise. What am I doing well, right? What are you doing well that I really appreciate? And just all the things. I don't think we've done much in the way of like gifting each other things on
You
intimacy.
gifted me
night.
with some ice cream last night.
I did. Yeah.
That was sweet.
But yeah, so I think just kind of being intentional about thinking about the different ways that we can connect with one another. Some creativity, some just looking some shit up on YouTube,
Yeah.
right? Breathing exercises, whatever that might be. But just using that time after Eli's gone to bed to just be intentional. And I think that's the biggest space about it.
Love that.
I think that's a good question.
Thank you.
That was a good question. So, in my first question, I mentioned that y'all have been together for 17 years, which is a long time to some, or most, I would say. How have you all maintained the strength, love, and integrity of your relationship and marriage?
You want to go first?
Sure.
Again,
Yeah, right.
Cut me off first.
I was just messing with you.
How have we maintained the strength, love, and integrity of our marriage? Being together 17 years. I would think that the answer is inherent in the question. I think that when you are intentional about the goals that you have in a marriage or a relationship, I think time will allow you to meet those goals. My goal has always been, I'm only doing this once. I'm not getting married more than once. If we get divorced, and that's it. That's it for me. I'm not doing this again. And so only time will reveal to me my shortcomings as a husband, as a father, as whatever Devin needs me to be. And time will also reveal to me what I need to strengthen myself, what areas I need to strengthen in order to become the person that I need to be for Devin. And so I would say that as long as your intentions are correct, and as long as you know what you are moving towards, time is only a catalyst for what you want to do.
That's good. I think to try to say something different from Jared, I think relying on our faith and getting closer to God and really praying for a loving, strong relationship. Because within 17 years of a relationship, like, it gets tried. It's times when you want to wash your hands and be done, because you're exhausted, you know. But when you have that faith piece, and when you're solely relying on God to give you answers and asking God to change your heart as well, not just your spouse's heart, but your heart, you have to take accountability too, because I'm not perfect, you know, and neither is Jared. So really reflecting and see where I can improve too, I think that has helped tremendously. And then, like, if Jared said he's sorry, or truly forgive him, because sometimes I can be like, not that you don't have feelings, but my feelings are more important, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to put that into words. I know that sounds really bad. That sounds really bad.
Your feelings more important than mine.
But I just feel like I should be able to feel all the things, and when he feels something, it's just like,
Or it's like
that's
accepting
not real.
and
Yeah.
thanking you for your apology.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm still upset. Like,
Right,
that doesn't
exactly.
negate how I feel in this moment.
Yeah, so doing a better job of that. Like, he has feelings too. I see Jared as this, like, macho person all the time, and like, he's been vulnerable. Life has been lifing with us, like, these last few years. So seeing that vulnerability is different, because Jared is very silly, very just like, you don't know if he's being serious or not. So, like, now that I see this serious part and that he needs me to be a little softer, I try to tap into that. But it's just a lot of unlearning I have to do, if that makes sense.
It does.
And let me be clear. A part of that is also the intimacy piece that y'all talked about. But intimacy to me is fucking, all right? Look, I get it. I just want to put it out there. I get it.
We know that, Jared, from all the times
I'm going to say it again. I'm glad y'all stretched together. Fuck them ligaments. Spread your legs and let's have some sex.
All right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to
Bust it wide open.
Jared, let it go. Let it go. We know how you feel about those things. Okay,
baby.
Please stop. So going back to the love languages, because if I heard you guys correctly, physical touch is top on your list. Physical touch
Just call it
is,
sex at this point.
The bottom of your list. Probably the bottom, the lowest of the low, right?
Friend, I commend you for pushing through with this question.
She tried.
She's really
She's tried.
And I'm gonna start over. You know
She's
why?
trying.
Because Jared interrupted me. He's very rude with his comments. Okay, so with physical touch being the top of your list and physical touch being the bottom of your list, Kendra especially, because I struggle with this within our own marriage, and I know a lot of women may struggle with this as well, especially after having children and having so much going on in your life personally. How do you prioritize that with Jonathan and within your marriage? Like, what do you do to, like,
physical
make
touch.
sure, make sure,
They said they stretched together.
right? But
I'm being shady. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry.
just being rude, not being a
You're
good
just
podcast
being
mate.
Jared. But to answer your question, friend, Jonathan has had to communicate to me how I need to show up for him in that way. So an example of that is when I'm tired mentally and physically, it's not that I don't want to touch you. It's not that I don't want to love on you. I just want to love on me in that moment, which means I need time to myself. However, I appreciate when Jonathan tells me, like, I need you to show up for me in this space. And I'll give you all an example. So over the Thanksgiving holiday, we had a very busy week. That's just how it panned out to be. And when we were driving home, the trip took longer than it should have. A 6-hour trip turned into a 10-hour trip, which is exhausting, especially when you got a 5-year-old in the back yelling
Ready to
every
go.
30 minutes, when are we getting home? It was just a nightmare. But Jonathan told me, he said, babe, I'm going to need some physical touch. And when he says physical touch, my mind immediately goes to what Jared is thinking, sex, right? But he made it very clear. He said, and I don't mean in a sexual way, I just need some hugs, some love, some all the things. Well, not all the things, but he needs
Embrace.
yes, that embrace. So I said, okay, I heard him in the car, but when we got home, we unloaded the car, trying to get Eli bathed, make sure he got what he needs, get him in the bed, trying to it was a lot of moving parts. And physical touch was the furthest thing from my mind. So when I got in the bed, I said good night and I rolled over, right? So Jonathan made it clear in that moment, like, I told you what I need. You completely ignored it, right? And this is how I feel about it. And when he said it, I'm a processor. Like, I will sit silent for a little while, and it takes me time to process, and then I'll respond, or at least I try to operate in that way. And in that moment, I was like, okay, like, I mean, I don't really know what to say because I'm tired, but I hear you, and just give me some time to process what you just said. So I appreciated him for sharing how he felt. I also appreciated him for telling me what he needs. And I did apologize to him for simply ignoring what he needed, and tried to change my behaviors over the days. Like, show him that I hear you, I see you, I want to give you what you need to feel loved. Even if it's not at the top, it's not at the top of my priority list, but I still want you to feel like I hear you and that I see you. So,
Good, friend. Good for you. That's good.
I appreciate that, babe. And I also, physical touch is at the top of my list. But I feel like, depending on the day, right, I might need more words of affirmation this day. It really switches up. I appreciate physical touch most of the time, and most of the time I am looking for a hug, a kiss, something, right? But I think I would also be satiated if I got more, or just like, it doesn't always have to be physical touch unless that's like what I'm explicitly expressing, right? Even just words of affirmation are really important to me, right? And so I think I'm trying to do a better job of communicating what I need, and Kendra's doing a better job of hearing me. So
Good.
I appreciate it.
Good job, friend.
Real quick, who emptied the car that night? That's in question. Who took all the bags out of the car?
we,
Both of you did that. Who bathed Eli?
Jonathan.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, no, that's fair. Okay, that just sounds. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that Jonathan emptied the car. Jonathan put the stuff up. Jonathan bathed Eli, and when Jonathan asked what he want for, oh babe, let me process.
Who drove?
We.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fair.
a taxing day.
I just needed a moment of clarification for America.
I feel like no. So I feel like what happened was when we got to the house, right? I did unload the car, but Kendra had to, because we were trying to do all the things.
Yeah.
We were trying to order groceries and do a lot of different things, right? So I unloaded the car. She had to leave to go pick up some more groceries, right?
Okay.
She came back. Eli had already had his bath and was getting ready to go into bed, and it was a lot of things going on. Kendra had to go get groceries. And then she wanted to do, most of the time we come in, we bring shit up the steps. Depending on how late it is, that bag sits until the next day, or that bitch might sit there for a week, right? But on this day, and I think this is also kind of what I was feeling in that moment when I expressed this to you that night. It felt like everything had to be done except me, except what I asked for, right? And I was the last thing, although I communicated up front that I needed something, right? And it still felt like I was put last, right? So that's what was really, truly frustrating to me about it. And I wanted to make sure that you felt that from me. But it was still this, I didn't say anything at the moment because I understood that you wanted, and I could see mentally that you were processing, doing a lot of different things and wanted to get the bags unpacked, wanted to get in a position where we could do what we needed to do the next day and get ready for the week. And I'm trying to do my best and be supportive of all of that as well. And I felt like I was meeting your needs and your support, and I didn't get what I needed in return, right? And so that's where I was frustrated. But you heard me, and I have noticed that since then, you've been making more an effort to initiate a good night and say and give me a kiss before you just roll over and go to fuck to sleep, right? Scoot over. We might not be having sex, right? But if she's scooting over just to put your body on my body, that means a lot, right? Because as men throughout the day, nobody really touches us, right? We don't get that kind of love. Eli's jumping all over me and he's want to fight. That's the extent of the touch that I get, right? So if I want some love, I have one source to get it from. I'm not getting words of affirmation from many people. I'm not getting physical touch, and this is how I receive it. And I'm sorry. It's not fair to you that you are the sole source. It's not fair that as men we don't have a space to really receive a lot of this stuff. And so I appreciate you for that. And if I'm communicating that this is what I need, then that's what I need.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I don't want you to feel like you have to apologize for expressing your needs. Like, we agreed to marry each other. We agreed to be the sole source for each other. So I never want you to feel like you have to apologize for expressing what you need from me as your life partner. While our needs are different, I can accept the fact that I did prioritize things that worked for me and my mental space in that time. I made it very clear that when we get home, I got to make sure things are in order because I know how I can be triggered if these things don't get done. And I know our habit for leaving a suitcase or 3 suitcases full of clothes and all the things there for 1, 2, 3 weeks. It depends on what life has given us. So I knew that the next several weeks were going to be busy. So in my mind, while we got home, we had the energy, or I had the energy to get it done. I'm gonna get it done, you know. So I understand that we perceive things differently. In your mind, you thought that I was putting you last, when in my mind I was putting myself first, and that those two things will not agree all the time. And I don't want you to ever feel slighted because I feel like I need to put my mental state first. And I think you would understand that, and I think you have especially over the last couple of weeks. But I never want you to feel like I'm minimizing what you need. And I also have to be very honest and say that I have to put my mental space at the forefront here. And I will acknowledge that I could have done more to show you the physical touch, even just a simple hug. I could have done that. I should have done that. And I don't want you to feel like I'm putting your needs low on the list, because that's never my intention.
I don't want to get bogged down on this, but like you, I feel like, and you might feel differently, but I feel like I saw what you needed in that moment. Although I communicated well before we got there, I feel like I put my feelings to the back burner and supported you in the efforts that you needed to make sure that we had our house set up for the week. And that's why it felt like you were putting my needs last, although I was supporting your needs in the moment, right? And so that's why the slight felt like it did.
Yeah, and I think that my needs were our needs. Like
Agreed.
me
Yeah.
working to ensure that our household is in order is not just a need for me. It's a need for you. It's a need for Eli. It's a need for Kobe. It's a need for our family dynamic.
Agreed.
So I understand how my action in that moment could be perceived. And I want you to understand that I heard you then, I hear you now, and all we can do is just work to be better at acknowledging each other's needs.
Good job. Y'all did that. That was very nice.
Well, thank you. So, speaking of busy schedules and life and all the stress, what are some things that you all do to stay connected? Like, what are your go-tos?
Right now, it's a little hard. But over the summer, we were working out together. That was fun. And holding each other accountable because we were both really serious about our weight loss journey. We will binge watch things on TV if I don't fall asleep. And then reels. We do send each other a lot of reels. Like, I mean, Jared's funny. So, like, we find comfort in laughter. So, and, you know, we crack jokes or whatever throughout the house. Talk about the boys and the funny stuff that they do. But, yeah. What you got to add?
It's good, babe. Say the question one more time.
So, what are your go-to strategies for staying connected when life is busy and stressful?
It's just checking in. Honestly, it's like, hey, what's going on with you? How was your day? What was challenging today? Why was it challenging? Devin hit a couple of good points. You know, just trying to find creative ways to put a smile on your spouse's face, right? Like, this might make my spouse smile. Let me send this to her. It's really, I find myself trying to find out what is the things that can make Devin feel loved the most, and let me prioritize that, so that maybe we'll have a stronger bond or a stronger connection that day. I'm not saying I'm successful all the time. I'm saying that is, I prioritize the acts of service that she might want to feel loved, and I try to connect with her through her love language.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you all just had a kind of tough conversation, right, around what happened. How is it hearing, like, criticism from each other? And, like, how do you navigate through that? Because I know someone who may be listening, like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. And then the guys had an episode where they were vulnerable and talked about some of the things they struggle with as being married men. So, like, hearing those things. And when we talk about y'all, because y'all not perfect either, and y'all have things y'all can work on. But how is it hearing criticism about yourself from your spouse?
I'm going to let Jonathan answer first.
Constant is how it is. It is, but nah, on a serious note, it's, I don't know. I mean, it is hard sometimes to not take a defensive stance, right? And to try to hear what she's saying. It's regardless of how it's been communicated, right? Trying to capture the sentiment of what she's saying without getting stuck on the delivery, right? Is what I try to do. It doesn't always happen in the moment, particularly, right? I think we do. Oftentimes, we're both kind of internal processors, right? So we need space to not like actively discussing all through everything. I need to hear it. I might need to take some time because my initial reaction might be to just defend myself, right? If I have a moment to reflect on it, 9 times out of 10, I can get to the sentiment, right? I can get to what you are trying to say to me. I can get to how you're feeling I can get to the empathy of it and really try to see and understand where you're coming from. And so from that, right, then I can reflect on like, okay, how can I actually do this better, right? So in that way, like feedback is important, right? The constructive criticism is necessary. I need to know, because I can't read your mind, right? I need to know how to best love you and support you, and how I've offended you, so I can learn to do things differently, right? So I appreciate, it may not feel like it in the moment, right? But I appreciate and I view that feedback and constructive criticism, I view that as like communication that helps us to grow, right? And so I think understanding that it's not about my right to feel right. It's not about my right to feel wronged. It's more about how we grow, how we build, how we continue to work towards our goal as a family, as a unit.
Yeah, so I love your response to this question, babe. And to be honest, me accepting criticism is an area of growth. Like, it is something that I am actively working on. I've gotten better over the years, but there are times where I'm automatically defensive. It's like, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like you're coming at me, right? And I don't appreciate that. So I've had to do a lot of self-reflection over the years to, one, listen to what's being said to me, because apparently there's something happening that I need to be mindful of, and a behavior that I need to possibly change depending on what it is. So I have been working on that area of my own personal growth. And I think it's also important to note that the way the criticism is given off is very important. So if you are criticizing me for something, there's nothing wrong with you giving me feedback about whatever it is, but it's how you communicate it to me. If you come to me with some bullshit, just to be frank, then I'm not listening to it. You could be 100% right about what you're saying, but if you're communicating to me in a way that is not respectful, or it is a way that it, like, you're talking to me as if like you're my dad or you're who, like, that's where I have an issue, and I'm not going to listen. I don't, like, you could be 100% right about what you're saying, but I'm shutting down because you're not communicating to me in a way that I deem is respectful. So I think that both of us have worked a lot on like how we receive criticism, because early Ken and Jonathan was like, who the fuck you talking to? Like, I don't hear you, I don't care, I'm not apologizing. But after we've grown together, we've learned how to do some self-reflection and be mindful of how we give and receive information. It's helped us grow in that space. It's not always easy to hear, but you know, it is what it is. So as we wrap up our last question, I want to end on a fun note. Y'all know I love adventures, me and Jonathan. That is another way we show our intimacy for each other, through travel and new experiences. And I want to know, with the Graces, what's your next big trip or adventure?
You go ahead, sweetheart.
I don't know if we have anything planned, honestly, for 2025.
What would you like? Where would you all like to go?
We were supposed to go to Africa,
Yes.
so I would love to try to revisit that again, Tanzania, and really make that trip happen. It's just so much happened in 2024. It's just wasn't able to go, which is, I think we're okay with. And it was supposed to be for our 10-year anniversary and all that, but we can try again in 2025. and
Tanzania
see.
ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere.
ain't going nowhere. So, yeah. What do you think, babe?
I think it's important for couples to understand that, you know, it doesn't take some extravagant trip to take an adventure, right? If you're doing this thing right, you can sit in your living room and have an adventure together. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take, oh, let's go to Tanzania, or let's make sure that we go somewhere where nobody else has gone because, you know, that's the only way to do it. No, you can make a trip down the street an adventure with your person if you do it right.
You can have a picnic at Lake Ella, ain't it?
You can put tiki lights at Lake Ella. You can
hang
that's
up
an
some
adventure
damn
in
lights,
itself. You joking, bro? I'm dead ass serious.
I agree with you.
You know, and I say that jokingly, but I'm dead serious. Like, your circumstances and your situation at that time dictate what your adventure is. And if it's not going to look sexy on social media and that can't be an adventure, you need to relook your relationship. You need to relook your situation.
Yeah.
Because everything ain't sexy on social media, but I guarantee you this: if we connect and we can't take one single picture to put on social media, and I connected with you and we made progress in our relationship, I could give a damn how many likes, how many thumbs up, how many hearts we get. I call that progress.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, we did want to go to Tanzania. We weren't able to go to Tanzania. I wanted to. What was the place I wanted to go to?
Zanzibar?
No, it was in Mexico.
Oh, Tulum.
Tulum. I wanted to go to Tulum. That ended up not happening either. There were reasons behind that. But what I would like to do with my wife before I take her anywhere extravagant, I want to sit down on a couch just like this with no cameras, with nobody watching, and I want to create our own adventure right there. Right there.
Yeah.
I was
that could be
bracing myself for something else, so that's all.
my
Exhale.
goodness.
You can breathe
I
down.
don't even need no vagina. Just let's
Well, let's
go.
brace ourselves
Let's
for
brace
some
ourselves
mama
for
juice.
damn cut my hands off.
He was trying to say he don't need to.
I understand, but Jared, you never know which way it's gonna go. Okay?
That's fair.
You said something that triggered me earlier. I want to put this shit out there real quick.
Please.
You said I had to prioritize myself.
I did.
And I think for men, a lot of times we find ourselves in that situation where our wives or our significant others are prioritizing their self. Have you ever thought about what that meant for Jonathan? If you're prioritizing yourself, what does that inherently mean for him?
If he's ever in a space where he needs to prioritize himself, he has my full support.
But how's he doing that if you're prioritizing yourself?
In that moment, I needed to prioritize myself for the betterment of us. So if I,
Did you ask him what that meant to benefit y'all?
darling, would you like to answer?
Oh Lord, you know what? Mama
No,
corner.
ain't no corner. Ain't no corner. We just stepped into the corner. So
This is about to be
this is mama's
right
corner.
here.
Go
There,
ahead.
and I don't mean this to be disrespectful.
No, I think it's a
And
good question.
real quick, if this is your first time listening, Mama's Corner is your way how we connect with our guests. Whether you guys write us an email at mama@theromanpod.com, and we will answer your question or reflect more. And right now we're reflecting, okay? So continue.
I don't
Yeah.
think Jonathan should have to answer that, by the way. I think you should have to
You
answer
didn't
it.
even give her a second to say continue. But no, I do in response to your question. I'm at a point in life where I cannot neglect how I'm feeling in that moment. Like I've said, this is a new boundary for me. And what I could have done was communicate that to Jonathan. I could have said, babe, I know you need the physical touch, or I know you need physical touch. I hear you, I see you, and I need to take this moment for myself. If I would have communicated that to him, I'm sure he would have been receptive to what I was giving off. So I will take and hold accountability for myself there. And how Jonathan perceived me putting myself first in that moment, that's a question for Jonathan.
I respect the hell out of that question, that answer that you just gave. And does Jonathan have the same space to say, I know what you want right now. I know you want me to clean up these dishes. I know you want me to do this. I know you want me to do that. But right now, I need to go to sleep. Would you give him the same grace?
Sleep and a hug, two different things.
Amen.
Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. And I appreciate your answer, Kendra. I really do. Genuinely. I really appreciate the hell out of that.
I think too, as women, like we, for so long, put ourselves last. Like, it's really hard to stand in and set that boundary to put yourself first. And so I know it probably sucks for you to hear Jonathan feels like you put him last when you didn't, but it's like, if I'm not good to me, I can't be good to you. And then now that you know that, the next time he asks for a hug, you probably will do it in that moment. I know for me, I struggle with that because Jared always wants to hug me at the most inconvenient time when I'm in the middle of doing something. Like, can I get a hug? I'm just like, yes, I want to embrace you. I do. And I'm trying to do better with that. Like, because I realize how much it impacts him and how it makes him feel when I don't.
Yeah.
And so also when I'm realizing too, men get rejected a lot. So much, even from us. And I never really realized how it impacted them until Jared started being more vocal about it. So I'm like, damn, I do reject you a lot. And it's not even like on some mean type stuff. It's just like, I can't.
You got to put yourself first.
But I'm putting a dish up. Like, now I got to put the dish down just to hug you, for you to feel validated. But I have to step outside of myself to do that because that's what he needs in that moment. But it's also very hard to be like, you know what? No, I need this for me.
Yeah.
So just finding that balance and being able to just consider both parties, I think, would be helpful. So now you're more mindful. Okay, he needs a hug. It takes nothing for me to stop for 30 seconds.
I was
to
driving
embrace.
when he said that.
Okay.
So I could not. But he made it clear that when we get home, as the night settles, I'm going to need the physical touch, which I heard him. And when we got home, that's not
Life
where
happened.
my,
Tired.
like he said, I had to go get groceries. It was a lot of things. But I appreciate you for following up on that.
I appreciate your answer more than you ever know. You answered that perfectly, by the way.
Thank you.
Dead serious.
Look at us agreeing. But
more than you guys.
before I was rudely interrupted,
Yes.
Mama Juice.
Mama Juice. Yes, we flipped some things around a little bit.
We did. We flipped a lot of things around today. So Mama's Juice is my favorite segment of the show. The Fergusons love a good cocktail. And they're right back. So our cocktail tonight is called Date Night.
Oh, that's cute.
It's called Date Night because we are sitting here on the couch having conversation with our friends. And as you can see, Jared, I mean, all his cranberries are gone. But so this is a play off of a mule. It has Uncle Nearest whiskey. And I added some ginger beer, fresh cranberries, fresh orange slices, and rosemary to it. So it's like a holiday or a play on a holiday mule, whiskey mule. If you are a mocktail drinker, you can still enjoy this beverage. Just pull out the whiskey and replace it with white cranberry juice.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. And that is our date night for the Fergusons and the Graces.
Cheers.
And on that note, thank you all for joining us for date night. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So we got to make these pictures quick because y'all got to go. Oh.